或学程要修大二修比较好。好，虽然说很累，会很累，就是他们都会讲说，如果你们真的有修辅系学程，双修什么的话，大二开始修，会很辛苦，很辛苦。好，因为那个英文系课，英文系 won't let go， 就是不会让你们放轻松。好，所以两边的课就会比较重。好，可是那个大四同学基本上往回看，都会认为说，早点修是有好处的。好，比如说你可以把辅系学程双修等等当成是，除了说当第二专长之外，还有一个可能性是，如果你不太确定你的方向的话，那个早一点尝试，早点尝试。那通常学程大概2年可以修完，学程和辅系大概都2年可以修完。所以就如果说你大二开始修一个学程，结果觉得不合适的话，either你把它修完，好，然后在大三再修另外一个学程或辅系，那这样的话你就可能会有两个第二和第三专长。好，那这些是一种考量，像比如说，有一些同学决定的比较晚，甚至有人会为了想要修别的系课，大4才修辅系。那换句话说，他就已经决定好要念5年，而且是不会拿到学程的证书，不会拿到辅系的那个证书，因为1年修不完，辅系学程20个学分1年修不完，20多个学分1年修不完。好，所以那个他就等于是说留在这边，先把他想要修的课修完之后才毕业，就要5年。所以 all things considered， 就是大二修应该是比较好。因为上次有一些同学问我，所以我就先把答案跟你们讲一下哈。然后另外一方面，那个有些人你们可能知道哈，就我上个礼拜那个飞了2次哈，一次去北京，一次去那个重庆。那去重庆是参加那个他们那个全国英语学院和系主任的那个会议哈。那所以那个这次在大陆就看了很多不同的英文系，也因此更加了解我们英文系的定位。好，所以上一次那个其实同学要知道说，你们现在是在英文系，不是在应用英文系。那这个事实上是有很大的不同。那在大陆的发展，它甚至有一些学校就叫做邮政邮政大学、经贸大学、工业大学、轻工业大学，甚至在医学院里面或医学大学里面都有一个英文系。好，就换句话说，应用英文或是英文直接只是用在专业发展、求职发展的那个，事实上是一个趋势，可是那个目前大陆他们因为最近的那工业需求，就整个的那个国家建设的需求，建了很多的特色大学，也有很多的英文系，也因为这样子，那个他们英文系的定位开始是一个很值得讨论问题，所以他们会请比如我，还有新加坡一个那个院长和香港大学一个院长去呈现一下我们的经验。那其实那个在讨论中间，我更加觉得那个，其实大学教育应该不只是一个就业准备，应该不止如此。当然是你一定要为就业做准备，可是大学教育里面它的那个整个一个很扎实的一个人文基础的训练，其实是很重要的。那这个也是，比如说有可能我不能批评每一个应用英文系，可是有可能在应用英文系，或者是在所谓邮政学院之下的英文系，或是餐饮大学之下的英文系，可能不会有的。就比如说，我要这样讲，因为那个你们到大二的时候修那 WSF 会很辛苦。你想想看，整个几千年呐，WSF 历史你要在2学期把它修完，对，会很辛苦。可是那个这个 base 事实上是将来会是很重要。就像你们现在修 Bible 啊，那个Greek and Roman mythology。那这些都是西方文明的一些基础，那这样对将来事实上是会很有用的，对你的思考方式啊什么的。好，所以 be prepared， 大二会很累 ，suffer more，right？ Okay, let's get back to Frankenstein. Yes, we have talked about Frankenstein's role, his ideal and his errors. And then we have also talked about the first encounter between the monster and Frankenstein. And now in the monster story, I guess this part of the reading should be easier, right? It's shorter. Also, I guess very touching and easier. Okay. So in this part, we talk about the monster's education and how he is continually rejected by humans, the human characters. Okay, so I'll give you some questions for you to respond to, and then we'll talk about the monster's education. The implications of the education and how he is continually rejected. Okay. If you compare the plot of Frankenstein development and that of the monsters, you actually will find a lot of parallel between the two persons. Both in the way they approach nature, the way they go for extremes, and also the way they are resilient. They regain their faith and their power to survive. Okay, so in many ways, the monster and the Frankenstein are similar to each other, and that's why I tend to call the monster Frankenstein. 我最常有的语病就是每次要讲 monster 的时候讲成 Frankenstein， 我不晓得就是一个 Freudian slip， 就是我常会把他们两个搞混哈。Okay, so here are the first questions, and I'm going to ask Samuel and I forgot your name, the one beside Samuel. Wayne. Okay, Samuel, Wayne, and Ken, and Darren. Okay, the four of you to respond first on this side, and then I'll get some girls to respond here. Okay, yeah, let me again give you just some unrelated episode. In mainland China, when the Singaporean, Hong Kongese, and I talk about the use of English, and then we talk about how we should address our female students. The Hong Kong, the one from Singapore, he said that he wanted to call female students ladies, following the British tradition, but then he felt that it's too artificial. Okay, and then I said that I wanted to describe you as women, but then in Chinese women, or in Chinese society, women seem to have some unnecessarily negative connotations, and you tend to identify yourself as girls. Okay, so I think that this is really something interesting, about the different use of the English terms and how it is related to your sense of identity. Okay, so we'll have 4 guys here, 4 gentlemen here, and 4 ladies here. Okay, so the question is, what do you think about the monster? Is he human? And how do you characterize him? And how is he educated? Okay, so this is the first question. And in this part of his narration, we see that he is rejected by the Lacey family, the little girl, and then by William. Yes, these are the 3 main parts. Okay, why do you think that they want to reject him? Okay, and I remember the group, in a way, in the quiz, referred to the reasons Victor rejects the monster, because he sees him in horror, etc. So maybe Victor rejects the monster because he's ugly, and because he's aware how this monster is different and powerful, okay, and sinister, etc. But then how about the others who do not interact with him, do not know his background, and reject him on the spot, and why? Okay? Okay, so let me pass the mic. Samuel first.
So is Cause the monster, he's a non-human creature, but yeah.
Could we be text specific? Could you give some examples from the text? No, where do we see that he is non-human?
Because he was created by, I mean, he was being created but not being born or.
Then does that mean that a clone will not be human? Or like test tube baby?
But he was like created from a lot of different pieces. It's not like those. It's not a natural. Yeah, it's not born in a natural way. It's yeah, it's in an artificial way. Yeah. But I think he tried to be human, and he wanted to learn how human lives and how they learn and how they live their lives. So it's a process of how he learned these things that human beings are doing. So in like in physical way he was not human, but I think in a mental part he was trying to get through some things. Yeah.
Okay, so I think this is a good point. You think that physically he is not human, but he receives human education, and that makes him human, or not?
A little bit.
A little bit human.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think he is human, but his life is given in a different way. A scientist assembled lots of people's part of body and become this monster. But somehow I still think he's a human because he's assembled with human's body and he has human's mind, and I think he's so cruel and merciless is because his personality is mixed lots of people, so it becomes a bit of distortion.
Okay. I heard from some student that there is a novel about heart transplantation. I think some of you may know it, and that the one who gets the heart take on the personality of the previous person. Okay, so I think when you think in that direction, so you think that since this monster is a composite of different pieces from different people, so he'll have different temperaments from these people, right? Okay. In a way, it is true. Although maybe we don't need to think in terms of the corpses, but in terms of the influences he then gets, because there are moments when he is very gentle, loving, and then there are moments when he is really a villain, cruel and sinister, etc. And then you can wonder whether both kinds of nature are inborn or derived from external influences. In other words, the age-old question or century-old question of 人性本恶,人性本善 can be asked here. Whether he is born kind, good, or whether he is born non-human and then humanized, etc. Okay? Okay, Ken?
Still the first question.
Either. It's up to you.
Answer the first question. I think he is still a human because just like how Wen said, he just born in a different way, and I think he is more emotional than Victor's. But even though he is not born by what he wants, but he still regards himself as a human, and he calls himself Adam. He knows who
He calls himself what? Adam.
Adam. He knows what Adam is. Adam is the first human. And I think he owns the humanity and emotion like human. So I regard him as human.
So it's interesting that so far the three of you define the monster in three different ways. Samuel looks at how he is produced or created. Wen looks at the components of his body, and then Ken looks at the way he performs, or his ideas, his thinking abilities, or his mind, the way his mind functions, and then you see him as human. But you said that you feel that he's more emotional than Frankenstein?
Yes.
Why?
I think through his work he know he's a monster, but he is trying to be a human. He's trying to act like a human being. Yes.
Wait, does that make him emotional? Do you mean that there were struggles in his mind? Because he sees himself as ugly whenever he looks at the pool and sees his reflection. Then, but then on the other hand, he feels that he deserves being treated as a human. So there are struggles in him, right?
I think the struggles in his mind is the proof of he's a human being. Because the struggle with this idea is what a human will be.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is a good point. This is really a good point because in a way, this means that we don't define the human in its essence. You know, for instance, you don't see that, oh, this person is 100% Anglo-Saxon, then he is white. You look at his behavior and his performances, and this is more the so-called constructionist view of human identity. Seeing humans as like gender identity or racial identity as being constructed, as being performed, but not essential to us. You know, to extend this argument, we can also say that even our gender identity, like whether we are a woman, a girl, a lady, a guy, a gentleman, etc., different kinds of gender identities as the result of performances, but not the result of our biological features. Yeah, okay. Darren?
I believe the monster is human, and it presents human beings in an ugly way.
Such as?
Such as it's merciful and it's cruel, but that's how human being acts, right?
Where is he cruel?
He kills, and he take revenge. Just like human being.
So taking revenge is an example of human cruelty?
It's something that human would do. Because animal wouldn't take revenge, right? Well, they wouldn't do like as cruel as human, right?
I'm not sure about this.
I believe that the monster is actually represents a human's characteristic.
Human what? Characteristics?
Humans, right. That the monster is ugly outside, just like human beings sometimes ugly inside, but appears better looking outside.
Wait, you said that he's ugly outside and what?
And it's actually human inside, but as human being, like they look like human outside, but really ugly inside. They have monstrosity inside.
Wait. So you think that human beings are ugly inside, but the monster is ugly outside?
But in the same time, he's human inside.
So that means he's also ugly inside.
Not right.
Okay. Well,
Right.
I hope as we go along, all of you can be more specific in your definition of what human means, what ugly means, and what is inside and what is outside, and give examples, etc. Okay.
And,
because let me finish this. Because really, just to talk about his act of taking revenge. You can also look at the context to see how he's driven to take revenge. And that's something we'll soon talk about.